What's up, y'all? It's Calvin here, and I want to holler at you guys about the latest moves that are being made against those who are unvaccinated. And to get right into it, there's an article here that says threats against politicians, doctors, and police. Here are some of the intelligence that led to the latest DHS warning. And if you scroll down here to this paragraph, and it says the DHS issued the new threat bulletin on Wednesday, the fourth such warning put out since January 2021. These threats include those posed by individuals and small groups engaged in violence, including domestic violent extremists, and those inspired or motivated by foreign terrorists and other malign foreign influence. All right, and if you look at this domestic violent extremists, they always try to use words like violent, extreme, misinformation, because the things that they usually do at first is to make you seem like a liar or that you're crazy. And they were able to achieve a lot of this with misinformation. We keep seeing that everywhere. All right. And then if that doesn't work, they will escalate it and call you a terrorist, call you an extremist, call you violent. All right. But looking at domestic violent extremists, the first criteria for you to end up on this radar is for you to be an American in America. All right. And a lot of people, they walk past that and just get stuck on violence. But if you look at the extreme, all the extremists have to do is have an idea. It doesn't have to be anything violent either. It just has to be something that is against what the government is trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So just wanted to touch on that real quick concerning the situation with domestic violent extremists. Now, if we scroll down a little bit further down here, you see this sentence right here. It says, in late October and early November, the DHS compiled raw intelligence reports on potential threats made online that include, and it goes on to say a lot of stuff about violence and stuff like that against doctors, administrators, and things of that nature. But this particular one right here, it says, a racially or ethnically motivated violent extremist posting a recruitment video detailing plans to purchase territory in the U.S. for training and other purposes. All right. And what you have to understand about this particular part of what they are looking at and trying to stop is people coming together and putting things in motion to help themselves, because there's a lot of things that you can train people for. And when it comes to other purposes, that is very, very vague, and a lot of things can go up under other purposes. And it's just the bottom line to all of this is that if it's against what the government is pushing, that's all that it has to do. And then it'll be, you know what I'm saying, easy for them to roll out their media, their talking heads and things of that nature, and just have them lie on you. You know what I'm saying? And like, this has happened over and over again. So it shouldn't be a shock to anyone about what is going on, but I just wanted to bring this out to let you know that the game is escalating. Like, it ain't misinformation no more. They are associating you with terrorists and things of that nature, and it'll be real easy to get the racial tag, because if you get with some people in your local community or whatever, and it just happens to be predominantly all white people or Mexican or like whatever, they're gonna attach the normal things for like white folks. You are going to be a white supremacist group. For Mexicans coming together, there's going to be human trafficking involved. There's got to be cartel business involved. You know what I'm saying? And for black folks, everything up under the sun that is negative. You know what I'm saying? Because we always catch the worst to everybody. But that's just pretty much the way that they be trying to lump folks in, man. And they are doing it, you know. So I hope you guys are paying attention, because this is the way that the war is fought. These guys, they sit back, they gather their information, and then they make their moves accordingly. And you have to operate adversely to that. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that if you know that they're getting their information from online, then when you're putting out your information about whatever said subject that pops up on their radar, don't do it online. You know what I'm saying? Because like, that's where they're looking. It's an easy fix. And It's no different than, being faced with a food shortage and you don't go out in the streets with sticks and bats and guns and things of that nature. No, you go buy some seeds and some dirt and fertilizer and things of that nature. That's how you beat the food shortage. You grow your own food. You know what I mean? So once again, these guys are very easy to beat. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about them is that they're not going to stop, and they're going to keep pushing. And the dangerous thing about this whole non-vaccinated situation is going to come up in just a moment. But moving on with this particular article, I just wanted to touch on one more point here. And we've got this paragraph here. And this particular quote that I'm about to read was quoted by one senior law enforcement official. Doesn't designate who it is. I even went to the link that you see below there that says the winter ahead with rising COVID cases, and I was not able to find out who this particular person was. So very interesting there. And there's a lot of stuff like that all throughout this article where they just won't reveal the people and things of that nature. But so I found that to be curious. But at any rate, to get to the quote that this quote unquote one senior law enforcement official said is that now we have Delta Plus, which has already hit the UK, and we're going to have to start shutting things down if it spreads here, which it will. And I find it very interesting that this person knows that it's coming here, but like the same way that they was on horseback chasing down those Haitians, it seemed like they could, simply tell people from the UK, hey, you can't come over here. But like that's not happening. And so moving right along, it says more restrictions will make anti-government nuts even crazier. And once again, they're trying to demonize you, saying that you're crazy. You know what I'm saying? And more restrictions will make you even crazier. Okay, so very, very key. And he says that's when we're really and he said that's when we're really worried something will happen. Speaking of, an attack on a politician, a doctor, or an administrator that is enforcing any kind of mandates coming from the COVID-19 pandemic. All right, so just wanted to touch on that just real quick, just to show you the mind state of these people and just the audacity of how they just, can just bold-faced say things like they know that the disease is coming here. It's very, very interesting because like the UK it ain't just a hop, skip, and a jump, across town somewhere. Like it's thousands of miles away from here. Okay. And it would take a lot of organization to infect an entire country with a disease. So keep those aspects in mind when these people talk like this. All right. Stuff like this doesn't organically happen. All right. Not even a little bit. All right, so anyways, moving on, and here was the dangerous part of what I was talking about when it comes to these COVID measures that the DHS is taking within America, all right? And you see here in Austria, it says Austria orders lockdown for the unvaxxed, directs police to carry out spot checks, okay? And we're just gonna read a little bit, not a whole lot of this article. And if you see this paragraph here, it says, the rules that the government said will be enforced by police officers who will be out on the streets carrying out spot checks on people who are in public. Unvaccinated people are already excluded from entertainment venues, bars, restaurants, and similar venues and businesses. Okay? And even though this is focused on the unvaccinated, so it would seem, what people who are vaccinated need to understand is that the police can't tell that you're vaccinated by looking at you. And they're not going to believe anything that you say. They're going to want to see some type of documentation or some sort of proof, okay? Which means that if you just so happen to not have your proof that day, they're going to treat you the same way that an unvaccinated person would be treated. And that is something that vaccinated people need to keep in mind. It is unfolding, right now, because they are surveilling us all. And this is what a lot of folks were trying to tell people the whole time, to protect your choice, and come together on that front, because that would have us in a defensive stance against these people that are doing this stuff to us, and we'd be all eyes and ears and watching these folks every move, And meanwhile, while we're protecting our choice, we can do what we want. You know what I'm saying? It is a win-win situation. But if you tap into people's emotions and things of that nature, that's why there's a lot of psychology and involved in marketing and propaganda. If you look at Edward Bernays, he was like the nephew or something like that of Freud. You know what I'm saying? So these people know the mind. They know how to create taste in people. And when it comes to emotions running high and getting angry and stuff like that, these things are very easy to do. And if you know how to push those buttons, the power that you can yield over a population is sorcery, like straight up and down. It is straight up sorcery. So just wanted to put this information out. I hope it resonates with you guys, let you know what we're up against and what we're dealing with. And, you know, soon you'll be able to move out unvaccinated and all that stuff like that. And it will be the righteous. Like, all roads are going to lead to the righteous. So for those of you out there who, you know, have anything going on that is headed in that direction, please understand that the lockdowns are really meant for you. This is the Podroast.
Said it's gonna be alright, alright.